Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So even though the next increase for Social Security beneficiaries is not going to be nearly as big as they have been over the past couple of years, we're going to be covering why some beneficiaries can expect an increase of right around $1,200 as long as things pretty much stay put. Plus, with Trump's trial possibly reaching the jury at some point this week, the big question remains, is Donald Trump going to testify, and are juries going to find him guilty, not guilty, or are we going to have a hung jury? So we'll be covering that. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock is just sell it for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our lead story of today's video, and that involves the former president and Donald Trump. And according to NPR, how Trump's jury trial might end is that it may hinge on how jurors feel about sex and privacy. So basically, NPR says that this entire case is based around an alleged sexual encounter between Trump and Stormy Daniels. The Sugarman said, "I'm interested in what these jurors think about sex and privacy," referencing Daniels' salacious testimony. Sugarman said that there is a possibility that some jurors thought that it was just way too much, and her testimony may have backfired with him. And if that's the case, he said, it will be good for Trump's defense. He said that if jurors think that politicians have a right, like any other American, to engage in non-disclosure agreements to protect their privacy, some of them may be wondering what was the crime here. And they said three things to watch out for is that the prosecution's redirect examination of Michael Cohen, which is going to be starting up today, the closing statements expected this week, and the verdict could come before Friday. And also another big thing to look out for is whether or not Trump is going to plan to testify. Before this trial took place, that Trump said that for sure he is going to take the stand, that he's going to tell the truth, and there's no way that he's not going to testify. But then later on, he said that, the judge in this case, because of the hush order, he would no longer be able to testify. Of course, the judge corrected him, saying that he could testify in this case, that the gag order would not prevent him from testifying in court. So whether or not he's going to do it, we'll have to wait and see. You have to think that if you're Trump's defense attorney, you're going to urge Trump not to testify. So we're going to have to wait and see. It really is going to depend. If Trump is kind of leading his defense, you're going to think that Trump is probably going to take the stand. But if Trump is listening to his defense attorney, more than likely he is not going to take the stand. Usually it does not really pan out all that well for the defense if their client does take the stand. And according to Business Insider, they say that Trump is unlikely to testify in his hush money trial as he could risk committing perjury, according to reports. So Donald Trump is unlikely to testify in his hush money trial in Manhattan, despite previously saying he would. Sources familiar with the matter told the Washington Post. Four unnamed people close to the former president told the paper that they were not expecting him to take the witness stand next week. The jury is therefore expected to begin deliberations later in the week after the defense calls on a number of witnesses. John Coffey, a professor at Columbia Law School, told The Telegraph that the former president would be mad to take the stand, saying he would open himself to a perjury indictment even if he won in this case. And an early question on cross-examination if Trump testified would be whether he ever had sex with Stormy Daniels. He added, and of course, Trump said back in April in a press conference that I'm testifying, I tell the truth, all I can do is tell the truth, and the truth is they have no case. So, is Trump going to testify here? I would have to think that no, if he listens to his defense attorney, his team. But if Trump does what he wants to do, and I think what Trump really wants to do is he wants to get on the stand and sort of tell the American people, tell the judge, his side of the story. I think that Trump would take the stand if it was up to him and he goes with what he wants. However, if he listens to his team of defense attorneys, more than likely he's not going to take the stand, as that's really going to open himself up to some really, really grueling cross-examination. Now, moving into our other story of today's video, that is Social Security. We're going to be going over the recent report and also what we can expect the COLA to be, what the trustees are saying about when we could potentially see cuts if nothing is done to the program. So according to the Motley Fool, Social Security Trust Fund report, here's where the program stands on benefit cuts and COLA. So according to the latest trustees report, the OASI fund is expected to be depleted by 2033. If that happens, the program's income sources will only be enough to cover around 79% of scheduled benefits, and if the SSA dips into the DI fund as well, both trust funds will likely run out by 2035. At that point, there will only be enough cash to cover around 83% of benefits. The bad news is that benefit cuts could be coming as soon as 2033 or 2035 at latest. However, these figures are slightly better than last year. According to the 2023 trustees report, the SSA is expected both trust funds to be depleted by 2034 with the ability to pay out 80% of future benefits. It's not a major difference, but it is a step in the right direction, heading back, of course, 1 year. They go on to say that we likely won't see any significant COLAs. So the last few years have been record-breaking for the cost of living adjustment COLA, an annual boost in benefits designed to help Social Security help keep pace up with inflation. The 8.7% COLA in 2023 was the highest in 4 decades, and the year prior also saw a massive 5.9% increase. Based on the SSA's latest estimates, though, it's unlikely we'll see numbers like that again anytime soon. According to the trustees' report, the highest COLA we can expect between now and 2034 is right around 3%, but it could be as low as 1.8%. So again, for next year, we can't expect anything between 1.8 to 3%. Right now, the latest estimate from the Senior Citizens League is right around 2.66%. That could either go up a little bit higher, probably as high as 3%, possibly lowest, let's say like 2.2%. But right now we are expecting right around a 2.66% increase. Now, what does that mean for everyone on Social Security benefits, whether you're like a retiree, whether you receive SSI, or whether you receive SSDI? Well, I covered all those numbers in my most recent video yesterday, so if you would like to go back and click on that, you can watch it. I go through all the estimates, whether you receive SSI, SSDI, or retirement benefits. But there's actually one group of people who are going to be receiving as much as $1,200 more throughout the entire year, and those are going to be those who receive the max retirement benefits. So this year in 2024, if you look up on the screen, you can see that the max retirement benefit for retirees is $3,822 per month. Now, if we multiply that by 2.66%, that's going to boost their benefit up to right around $3,923 per month, which is going to be an increase on a monthly basis of $101, or over the course of a year, a little bit over $1,200. So for those group of people, obviously they're going to receive the largest dollar value increase with the 2.66% COLA. Again, this is not final though. We are not going to know the official number until right around the middle of October. That's when we're going to have our final numbers for the third quarter CPIW data for inflation, which is what we use for the cost of living adjustment. And we're going to be able to compare the third quarter of this year to the third quarter of last year. And whatever that goes up by is what the cost of living adjustment is going to be for the year of 2025. So we'll definitely have to keep ourselves tuned into that. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.